Talian continues to make friends wherever he goes. In an alliance of convenience, he has teamed up with a cell from the Black Sun. They let him have his ship and an opportunity to regain his cargo. And in return, Talian only needs to hobble the pirate's ability to wreak havoc in this system. He and K3592, his chaperone, are on a course to the pirate's base. Will they succeed, or simply be another trophy to the pirates?
And welcome back to Reforged Imperium. We're going to pick right up where we left off, in which Talian and K3592 are right in the midst of about to head into the pirates' den, right into the area where they have their base. Now I'm kind of picturing this kind of a little bit of a kind of a derelict that's kind of floating in space. Now we do need to remember that they were able to kind of hide from the pirates at the very end of the last episode. So that's kind of where we're picking up. Now, I think that at this point, then Talian has moved his ship then to kind of get close, somewhat close to the pirates' derelict ship that's kind of setting up as their base. But he's not going to go right into their landing bay, their loading dock type of area, because that would just kind of set them off right away. He's going to be a little bit more stealthy at this in order to get back what it is that he's lost. So then he's maneuvered his ship kind of nearby, and then at that point, then he is going to don again an EV suit. And then he's also going to, at this point, I think he can't help it, but he does need to power up K3592. There's no way around it at this point. So he will then turn K3592 on, and they're going to kind of make their way over. Now, they arrive then at kind of an area where there is an airlock, and they see then that it's kind of locked. They need to be able to kind of get in there, and so K3592 is going to be able to maneuver the mechanisms in order to gain access. Now the question is, why, while K3592 is doing this, is K3592 going to trip some sort of alarm? I'm going to say, given her ability, that it's probably then going to be low. However, though, the pirates are going to be very aware that they're coming, because he only escaped from them about 15-20 minutes ago or so at this point. So they're going to be very aware that's going to be a lot more on edge. They're going to have kind of a higher alert status. And so I think it's going to balance itself out to kind of a 50-50, whether or not they are noticed. So let's go ahead and do our first roll for the day and see what happens. And that is a 36, so no, they are not noticed then as they are coming in. Okay, so K3592 is able then to manipulate the mechanisms and able to kind of enter in. And I think where they're at there, it's just kind of a small little airlock area of the ship. And then they kind of peek their head out to kind of look to the left or right to see if anyone is present. And it's just kind of these kind of long corridors. I can definitely tell that this place has obviously was left adrift a long time ago, so there's a lot of rust kind of in areas, kind of paint peeling type of things. But it's also then kind of a little bit kind of in a darker area. Now, the question is though, they need to figure out where it is that they want to go. And so they need to find a terminal in order to have access to it, in order to figure out, because remember, there's a couple things they're after. One, they definitely want to be able to get back then the merchandise, the cargo, the item that Talian had lost to the pirates. He's also then made his promise then to Captain Brianna that he will deal with the mechanical advantage, the tactical advantage that the pirates have. And if they happen to come across him, all right, they'll probably try to save Brennan at the same time. So then, we need to do a search to find some information. So on to gather information, we search for clues, ask questions, analyze evidence, or do research. We roll plus wits. Okay, so his wits then are +1. Now we do have our momentum is currently set at 5, so let's find out how we do at this. All right, so that is 6 + 1 is 7. All right, so that is a weak hit. So on a weak hit, the information provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envision what you discover, then take +1 momentum. Okay, so we go up to +6 on our momentum. Now, I think then what's going to happen is they definitely then see where Brennan is at, and I think they see where the lost cargo is at. But the mechanism that the pirates use you know, they're not just going to put that in the system for anyone to kind of stumble across it. So they don't have that information. So I think then what Talian is going to attempt to do at this point is, well, his kind of mindset is, okay, well, let's do one thing at a time. We know where two things are at. He's really only interested in one. So let's then make the move towards where the direction of the the goods are located that he's trying to get at. Now, I think we should ask the question, though, to the Oracle, is Brennan in the same direction as they're going to recapture then the device that Talian lost? I'm going to say it's likely, just for a little bit of variety to see what happens. All right, so let's leave it to the dice. And that is a 96. So even if it was going to be 50-50, yeah, okay. So it's definitely in the same direction as they want to go in to get these two things, but they don't know where the secret weapon of the pirates are at. So they're moving down a hallway, and again, it's kind of not well lit at all. So they've been kind of moving about. Now, I think then they're going to try to make a stealth roll to see if they can stay away from being noticed. So we want to secure an advantage with deception, stealth, or trickery. We are going to roll plus shadow. Now remember then, Talian is a shade, and so he automatically then rolls a +5 on the dice. Now it's interesting though, does that then extend to K3592? In this case, with Talian being a shade, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll it straight normal. And whether or not there needs to be, because there is ranks for NPCs, and K3592 would kind of be on the kind of the lower end of that scale, I think. But in this case, we're just going to roll shade and see what happens. So that automatically then is set at a 5, all right, and plus shadow is 3, that's an 8. So that is a 2 and a 7. So that is a strong hit on securing an advantage. So on a strong hit, we take +2 momentum, add 1 to your next move. Okay, so what that means is that Talian and K3592 are able to kind of make their way down through the system of the kind of the maze of corridors that's kind of in this old derelict, and kind of using the shadows and some of kind of the debris that's about to kind of hide themselves. And I think they're going to come to the cells first. Now, the question is how many people are guarding it? Is it going to be more than 3? I think it's a 50-50 chance. Let's find out. Oops, I normally should have rolled these. Okay, and 50-50, that's a 74. So there are more than 3. Okay, so then I think it's going to be kind of a nice sized group of, let's just say, 5 pirates. Now the question is then, does Talian want to kind of risk it all in this attempt then to kind of capture Brennan? Given then, or save Brennan, given then the situation, I think Talian is going to be more interested in saving his cargo than he is in Brennan himself, just because he doesn't really know Brennan. So he and K3592 are going to kind of sneak past this area. We'll just kind of follow on our sneaking a little bit further to kind of get there. Now, arrive then at the cargo bay, and they kind of look inside, and there's definitely then at this point, there are going to be about 5 pirates kind of in this particular area. And in here then, there's kind of what you would kind of typically expect. There's kind of a second level kind of with a catwalk up there, and you've got a couple of then of pirates kind of hiding up in the corners themselves. And then you have then kind of the lower area, and I think the lower area is filled with a lot of different cargo. Does Talian see his cargo right off the bat? I'm going to say it's unlikely, but let's find out. 57, so no, he doesn't see right off his bat, but he knows that this is kind of the area that it's supposed to be, and he's got a general idea of where it's at. So they're going to kind of sneak their way in order to kind of get a little bit of a better vantage point of where things are at. And I think what he's going to do is he's going to have K3592 kind of go up towards kind of the catwalk area to kind of get a higher level vantage point of view, while he is going to kind of sneak down kind of below behind the different cargo in order to kind of scout the area out. Now, what we have set up here then is just kind of a standard kind of cargo bay kind of set up here. Talian and K3592 are just kind of on the outskirts then of where we're at. So I think that the first thing that they're going to do is, remember, K3592 needs to get up over to kind of the raised platform over here. In order to do that, I think what they're going to try to do then is K3592 is going to have there been other artificial intelligences that have been kind of been used as servants that they've kind of noticed in the hallways or not. I'm going to say it's unlikely, but just in the off chance that they are, let's find out. That is a 19. No, they haven't. Okay, so K3592 can't just kind of sneak in and pretend to be one. All right, though. I think then what's going to happen then is change of plans. I think Talian then is going to kind of sneak his way in, and then K3592 hopefully will be able to kind of head up to here if there is kind of a need for that up into the kind of the raised platform area that I talked about. So Talian's first thing is he's going to kind of sneak his way in, and I think he's going to work his way behind over here out of the way. So let's then just kind of advantage, see if we can make an advantage for ourselves at this point. Now he is then hiding, so it is automatically then set as a 5. So so +3 is an 8. So that is, wow, okay. Really? Okay, so that is double 10s. On a miss, you fail or your assumptions betray you, pay the price. Okay, so pay the price then. Definitely then, I think at that point then, the gig is up. They know he's here. These 4 then, so I think then the pay the price, he's losing then kind of the momentum in this. Not the momentum in the sense of losing momentum as part of one of his resources, but he's not in control. That's what I'm saying. He's not in control. So I think then those that are over there are going to start kind of moving over in that direction. K3592 though will see what's happened and kind of enter the fray herself. So that's, I think, where we're going to be at. I think then we're definitely right in the midst, the thick of it. So we're going to roll plus iron is how we're going to start this off. So we're rolling plus iron. His iron is +2. And so, I'm going to go ahead and I will spend the momentum to make that an 8. So it is going to be a weak hit, but it's still going to be a weak hit on entering into the fray. So on a weak hit, you choose one. So take +2 momentum, or you are in control. I definitely want to be in control on this one. So as we're kind of entering into the fray, this is what's happening. Now, I think then K3592 and Talian then are both going to go after the 2 that are closest to them at this point is where they're going to attack. So we are going to strike, and we're going to strike at range, which is edge. Okay, so his edge is +2 as well. All right. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So that is a miss. So a miss on a strike at range. The fight turns against you. You are in a bad spot and must pay the price. Okay, I think then what that's definitely going to mean is that they have noticed him. But let's find out. Let's have the Oracle decide what our price is paid. So we're going to roll percentile dice. That is a 67. On a 67, you waste resources. Okay, so I think then we lose some of the weaponry that we had. So our supplies go from a 4 down to a 3. That's been there for a while. All right. So that's kind of what happened with that situation. But now then, I think they are going to kind of move in a little bit, and so we'll have them begin to kind of make their moves. I think these 2 are going to stay up here just to kind of see what happens, just to see then if the 3 down there are able to handle things, and if not, they will probably then at that point call for reinforcements. Okay, but this guy is kind of moving in, and so now we are clash. All right, so let's see how we do on this. So on a clash, okay, so I think then we're going to be in close quarters for both of them. So it is then going to be plus iron for Talian is a +2. So that is a 5. Oh, man, that is a miss. Okay, so on a miss then, your foes dominate this exchange. You would pay in a bad spot and pay the price. Okay, so definitely then, Talian is going to be taking some damage because of this. Whew, okay. All right then, I think then, okay, so they are then, these two maybe might work out for the best. These 2 see then that things seem to be kind of been handling out well. This other one is going to come over as well to come after K3592. And let's give it one more shot of a clash. See what happens. +2, 4. Oh, man. Okay, in this case then, I think then Talian's kind of spirit is definitely going down at this point. because of everything that's happening. We're still kind of in a bad spot. Talian, I think, it's going to try to kind of maneuver his way over here just to kind of get out of range of things. And let's see what's going to happen. Let's see, are we going to lose K3592 in this next clash or not? I don't know, we're going to find out. Okay, so, okay, that is a weak hit. That is a weak hit. Okay, so on a weak hit though, weak hit, mark progress, but you are dealt a counter blow or setback. You stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. In this case, we are going to say that they are troublesome. So we do get to make progress. All right. So, but we stay in a bad spot. Oh, we do need to, I think then, let's go ahead and lose some momentum on that we're losing then our ability to kind of keep kind of control of things as this is happening. All right, so Talian has kind of been able to kind of slip away a little bit though, but in doing so he has lost some of his munitions as he's trying to do that. K3592 is kind of bashing away, doing the best that K3592 can against their two opponents, and we're going to face the clash once more. See what happens. Okay, a weak hit again. All right, so again, there's a little bit of a stalemate it seems at this point. So we are then moving up. Okay, but we are going to then, I think Talian is getting a bit frustrated with this whole situation at the moment. And these other two pirates, I think, are going to come in and begin the process of kind of moving in towards Talian as well, saying, well, let's just kind of end this situation. Okay, so let's roll Clash once again to see what happens. Come on, baby, come on. All right, okay. Another weak hit. Okay, so in this case then, I think we're going to head and lose a little bit more momentum. We are going to, though, we are making progress though. So I think then what this means is we are kind of wearing them down in this kind of whole situation that's going to happen. Now, okay. We're not in control yet. We've got to get back in control of this situation somehow. Okay, so we've had them kind of these setback after setback after setback after setback. I think then what we're going to try to do then is react under fire. Tali knows that they can't stay out in the open like this for much longer, that they've got to figure out some sort of way of doing this. And I think what Talian is going to attempt to do, because remember, he's a stealth fighter. That's what he deals with. And so he wants to then try to figure out some way then to kind of take out then kind of the electrical lights that are in this area in order to put them out. So he is then going to kind of react under fire. Okay, when you're in a bad spot, that's exactly what this is for, and take action in the fight to avoid danger, overcome an obstacle, visual approach, and roll. If you're in pursuit, fleeing, dodging, getting back into position, or taking cover, blocking, diverting force, moving into hiding or creating a distraction, roll plus shadow. All right, so that is a +3. So that's what he's going to try to do, because he's trying to create a shadow in this particular area. Let's see how we do. That is a 7. That is a weak hit, though. On a weak hit, what happens on a weak hit for reacting under fire? You succeed but face a troublesome cost. Make a suffer move. You stay in a bad spot. Man, we're still in a bad spot. Okay. All right, so we have then taken then the lights out in this situation. Okay, suffer move of -1. I think then Talian is definitely going to be, okay, we're going to go to momentum -1. All right, but he has succeeded. The lights are kind of out. I think that puts him in kind of a little bit of a better situation at this point. We are going to take then our decisive action. Yes, I know the fact, I know the fact that we're not in a good position here. That's what we're going to do. Now that kind of the darkness has kind of covered the whole area, I think then that creates the atmosphere that Talian needs to kind of really deal with this whole situation. Now, we do have then, with this group, we are at 9. Okay, so let's hope for low rolls on this. Yes! It's a strong hit, which is exactly what we needed in order for this to happen, because since we're in a bad spot, strong hit becomes a weak hit, but that's fine. You achieve your objective, but not without cost. Roll on the table below or choose one. If the fight continues, you're in a bad spot. Okay, we were able to kind of succeed at that point, but let's go ahead and roll to figure out what happened. A 35. On a 35, it's worse than you thought. You or an ally make a suffer move -2. Okay. All right. Okay. I think then what's going to happen is we'll go ahead and lose our supplies. So we're going to go down to 1. So Talian is down. He's weak, but he has been able to kind of take out then these guards kind of in his stealth kind of mode, because I didn't want to have anything to happen to K3592. All right, so he's able to clear out through his kind of manipulation then of the darkness. He's able to kind of get rid of these pirates. Okay. Talian needs to do a little bit of healing while he can. I know we don't have much time because of the clock is ticking, but he does need to try to heal himself a little bit because he is down pretty bad. Mend your own wounds, roll iron or wits, whichever is lower. All right, iron is 2, wits is 1, or I could have K3592, obtain treatment from a companion, which is roll plus heart, which is plus 1 anyway. So I think then what's going to happen is Talian is going to do a little bit of first aid on himself just to kind of see where things are at. Come on, come on. I need new dice. I need new dice. Okay, on a miss. The aid is ineffective and the situation worsens. Pay the price. And when we pay the price, what happens on a 46? A new enemy is revealed. A new enemy is revealed. Okay. I know what it is. A new enemy is revealed. I think then what's happened is Talian is in the process of kind of doing a little bit of kind of first aid on himself. And then before he gets kind of very far in it, he hears a voice. Well, I guess it's true what they say. There's no honor amongst thieves. And Talian looks up, and lo and behold, Brennan is standing right in the hallway and the entrance then to this particular room and to this warehouse. And Talian's in kind of a bit surprised at kind of what's going on. He wasn't expecting to see him here. But Brennan, what's going on? Well, we kind of, after we heard that you were trying to get through here, we figured you'd try to come and save me, but I guess I didn't make that much of an impression on you. But you snuck right past then and came directly here. Now, what's so interesting that you want in this particular place? Well, Brennan, I think my businesses are my own. Well, not when they get themselves enmeshed into that of into my little organization here. You're the one that's in charge. You're the one that's causing problems in this area. Why, of course. Who else you would think would be able to get the things that people ask for all the time? We find them, but we don't have to necessarily pay for them. And we get a little bit higher of a margin then on our investment. Well, I don't suppose then I would be able to convince you to just let me go, or to buy back the item that you took from me. Just because I'm just going to say it's highly unlikely, but let's see if he is able to convince. Not unlikely. I'm going to say it's impossible for him to convince him at this point. So a small chance. So it's a 91 or greater. So let's see how he does. A 49. No, there was no way. I just small chance. Well, if we started doing that, then that would cause all sorts of little problems for us, as other people would kind of expect these sorts of favors. And, since you're not the kind of guy that even seemed to care about me, then I don't know why I should be considering one to kind of help you. Okay. While this is all happening, Talian then is kind of working his magic in a sense. He's trying to figure out kind of a way, kind of reading the room, trying to reading the situation of what's going on. Now, when Brennan arrived, he came by himself. One of the perks we have by it just says a new villain arrives. So we'd have to deal with multiple of these. But I think the Talian's trying to kind of read the room, and he is getting the impression that Brennan is definitely then kind of playing then for time at this point in order to kind of stall things out. Talian then is assuming then that more people are coming to kind of take them in. And I think then because K3592 was near the entrance, I think then what Talian is going to attempt to do is kind of serendipitously kind of kind of secretly then signal to K3592 in some way to do something to Brennan. Okay, let's see if he's going to be able to do this. So we are trying to gain an advantage with speed, mobility, or resolve, command, or sociability, with strength, endurance, aggression, or with deception, stealth, or trickery. Roll plus shadow. Yes, indeed. Good old-fashioned roll plus shadow. Let's see how well we do, shall we? Okay, it's a 4. It's a weak hit. It's a weak hit. So on a weak hit, you choose 1, take +2 momentum, add 1 onto your next. Not a progress move. Okay, so I think then what we're going to do is we need some momentum to start building back up, so we'll go to +1 on that. Okay, so I think then kind of what's happened is that Talian has been able to kind of communicate over to K3592 that they need to do something very, very quick to kind of take out Talian. However, though, they weren't able to kind of do it this particular round. Now, I think then what's going to happen is K3592 is going to take a moment to kind of survey kind of the situation, and then they are going to act. I think we're going to do a quick battle, and because we have K3592, his doing the action, fight using trickery to befuddle your foe, fight using careful tactics to outsmart your foe. Okay, so that is plus. Well, no, because they've already done that. So it's going to be fight using trickery, so that's going to be plus shadow in this particular case. So that is a +3. Let's see how we do. And that is an 8. That is a strong hit. Perfect, perfect. On a strong hit, you achieve your objective unconditionally, and you and any allies who join the battle will take +2 momentum. Excellent. All right, so we go up to +3 on our momentum, and I think then what K3592 was able to do is K3592 is able to kind of very, very quickly kind of overwhelm Brennan at this point and kind of knock him out. And kind of, so he's not dead, but he is then kind of been knocked out. Talian then is going to immediately kind of rush over then to the computer screen, kind of the computer console, in order to try to figure out where his material is that he needs in here, which he does kind of quickly, as fast as he can, kind of find his way to find where it's at. And he goes and retrieves it, and they are then going to leave. Now the question is, from this console, are they able to find out where they need? No, because it's not going to be the computer system. We need to search Brennan. All right, does Brennan have any sort of key card on him? So we need to gather some information. So that is plus wit, so that is +1. Oops. Okay, mamma mia. Okay, that is a miss. Okay, I'm gathering information. Your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Okay, so what is this going to be? Your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. I know what it is. As they're searching Brennan, they come across then, kind of as they're kind of going over looking for everywhere, Brennan has this kind of tattoo that is kind of on his breast area here. And it is something that is very familiar to Talian. It is a symbol that he sees kind of regularly. It is the one that is etched onto his ship as part of then the ship that he received after having become then an assassin. There's something connected then Brennan and Talian, or the people that made Talian then a killer. Okay. What is Talian going to do? Find out next time. I got to think about this. I got to think about this a little bit to figure out what it's going to be. So where we leave things is Talian has discovered a little bit something of the secret behind him. He doesn't know what it is, but somehow then Brennan is somehow connected to his own past. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows that Brennan is. Now his vow is to kill all those involved. But Brennan is also a means to an end, a person that has information, and he still has his current mission yet to fulfill. Thanks for joining me. And until next time.